There's nothing quite like the pressure of a looming deadline to motivate you into doing those kind of annoying tasks. But for those of us who procrastinate, that pressure often comes with a lot of stress, even if you do manage to get the work done in time. So Stephen McClatchy, author of Decide, Work Smarter, Reduce Your Stress, and Lead by Example, is here with some tips on how to manage that tendency to procrastinate. Steve, thank you so much for being here. Start with just explaining why we do this. Why do we procrastinate?
Yeah, we all do it because there's benefits to it, and we carry this guilt around that it's a bad thing. So if we don't realize the benefits of it, we really get into that feeling of guilt, and that can be counterproductive.
I mean, I know especially in college and in high school, I would sit down to write a paper, and every time after I finished doing this whole song and dance for the last one, I would say, I'm going to write this one early. And you sit down to write it, and just nothing comes to mind. And somehow, when you feel that pressure, the creativity starts flowing. How do you manage that?
Yeah, procrastination has clear benefits, and one of the things we're looking for is energy before we do it. So typically, we procrastinate tasks we don't like. Right? It's hard, you're not good at it for whatever reason. So that's the first ingredient. Then it has a deadline. And we need energy to do something we don't like. Well, procrastination provides you with that energy. So as you get closer to the deadline, you start to get scared. And that fear releases adrenaline. And adrenaline contains painkillers. And painkillers is where all the energy comes from. Wait, this is brilliant. It's a brilliant strategy the brain uses to do things it doesn't like to do. So it's a clear benefit is energy before you do it. When you're doing it now that you've procrastinated it, you stay focused on it. Why is that a benefit? It keeps the task in your life for less time. Remember, you don't like it, so you want it in your life for less time. So you don't take interruptions, you don't allow yourself to be distracted. And the third downside of procrastination is you can't do your best work. If you're a perfectionist, you love procrastination because you say to yourself, the deadline drove the quality, not my ability. I could have done so much better if I had more time. So it gives you an out. So these are the reasons we go to it over and over and over again. To get energy, we stay focused, and we don't have to take full responsibility for the quality of what we produce.
All right, so we know the benefits, but of course this can be a big problem, especially because sometimes you don't make that deadline. You don't, or you do, but whatever you were doing, you really didn't do to your best ability. So how do you kind of manage that part of it, and how do you know the tasks that you really shouldn't put off?
Yeah, so the downside to procrastination is, one, the task is controlling you, and that can trigger resentment and anger. If another priority pops up, you can't tend to it. The quality of what you do goes down with procrastination. Now, if we're talking about taking out the trash or a maintenance task, there's no quality involved. You just do it or you don't do it. But let's say it's a big proposal, a big presentation. It's the first time you've ever done it. Well, now pressure and quality don't like each other. So it's why coaches call a timeout before the big play, to put that player under pressure. And the performance under pressure is not as good. But the biggest downside to procrastination is it'll never help you to achieve a goal. Remember, the task has to have a deadline and consequences. If you want to learn a new language, learn a musical instrument, write a book, or get a degree, there's no deadline and there's no consequences. Those things are benefits. To go after them, you're going to use endorphins. You experience endorphins when you feel a sense of accomplishment. So when's the gym feel good? On the way to the gym or the way back?
The way back.
Right.
Of course.
How useless is that? You get energy after you do it. I need energy to get me to the gym. So, but now that you have that chemical in your body, everything's easier. Now taking out the trash, doing the laundry, and paying the bills is easier because you have endorphins in your body. You put endorphins in your body. Other people can put adrenaline in your body. So we call it the happiness chemical because it comes from decisions you make when you're in control.
So how do you put it in your body?
Your brain has a question for you with every task, and here's the question. Are you doing this because you want to do this, or are you doing this because you have to do it? Are you on offense right now, or are you on defense? When you're in offense, your brain says you're calling the shots, and that's when the endorphins rush in. Everything in your life is easier when you have that chemical in your body. It says that you're in control. So think about when you're 100 years old looking back on your life. The results that you produced from the decisions you make. There's things that find you, and we forget them. And there's things we go find. And the things that we accomplish when we're on offense produce 10 times or 100 times the result.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. For more information, you can head to our website, cbsnewyork.com. This is CBS 2 News Sunday Morning.